What did I do to deserve Sandra saying that tonight? There's never been somebody like me out here, and there's never going to be anybody like me again. I did noble things out here, and I look ignoble. All of this, man, I don't need it. I'm the man, and I don't need anybody to tell me or validate that. I'm the only person out here that will not compromise.
I understand where you're coming from, dude.
It's unbelievable, man. Why doesn't anybody ever say anything good about me? Am I that bad of a person, man? Nobody ever does, man. But I'm sensitive,
Coach, I know you're sensitive, dude.
But, dude, it's going to be all for nothing. It's that one sentence that Sandra said tonight that was not even true, man. You know it, dude. I'm working harder than anybody.
If you want to stick it out, I'll help you through it.
Thanks for coming out here, man.
No problem, dude. Just let me know how I can help.
So the final 5 episode of Survivor Tocantins, The Martyr Approach, is commonly known as the best Survivor episode of all time. This, of course, is the episode where Coach goes to exile, and this is Coach at his absolute funniest. And I would have to agree, I do think it's the best episode ever, but the second best episode in Survivor history to me is also an episode from Coach, but it is his darkest. That episode is the final 5 episode of South Pacific, titled Then There Was 5, and this is the episode where Coach gets Brandon to give up immunity, and he sends him home. If you're not familiar with Survivor South Pacific, this is the season where there is a religious cult led by returning player Coach. And in this episode, it is only the cult left, so they have to turn on each other, and it is just so dark. But it basically starts with Coach and Sophie deciding that Brandon has to go next because he's the best Christian of the cult, and he would win at the end. If you're unfamiliar, Brandon Hance is the nephew of Russell Hance, who is a Survivor legend, but also was an absolute enemy of Coach. Then, of course, Brandon proceeds to win immunity, and this is where it gets complicated. Albert was the shakiest and sneakiest member of the cult this entire season, and so he's easily next on the chopping block as he gets exposed for all the lies he's told. But Brandon Hance came into Survivor South Pacific wanting to rewrite the narrative around his family name, and so he brings in forgiveness. He decides to offer up his immunity necklace to Albert, and when Coach hears about this, he suddenly starts to consider the possibility of going back to his original plan and making the smartest strategic decision for him, which would be to take out the biggest threat, Brandon, who is now vulnerable. But of course, Coach being a religious cult leader here, that would contradict everything he stood on all season long. And so the second half of this episode is Coach grappling with the weight of that decision. And you can feel the guilt in his eyes. He has some of the best confessionals of all time in this episode. At times, he tries to paint Brandon as a character that we know he isn't, as a way to try and justify this to himself, and it's painfully obvious.
The apple never falls far from the tree, and meeting your father was double confirmation of what I need to do for my next move.
Cheer up, brother.
I'm good, man. I can't eat any more coconut.
You sure?
Thanks.
Cheer up, man. God's got everything under control.
And Coach being Coach takes the easy cop-out and tells Brandon, you know what, I'm going to pray about it, and I'm going to ask God, and I'm going to do whatever God tells me to do. And I can't promise you that God won't tell me to write your name down. At the very, very beginning of Tribal, Brandon gives up his necklace and instantly regrets it. You can see it on his face. And he starts talking about his history in a childhood gang that used to leave him behind. Jeff tells him it looks like he has the weight of the entire planet on his shoulders, which is one of my favorite Jeff quotes. Then when Brandon does get voted out in an act of poetic justice, the immunity necklace breaks and falls off of Albert's neck. But yeah, I absolutely love this episode. It is one of the most philosophical episodes in the history of the show. There's so much to think about, and it just moves me every time I watch it. It's so underrated, and it's crazy how Coach has the 2 best episodes in the history of the show.
I feel like, you know, I needed to tell him, but he took it harder than I thought.
For the record, Ozzy said to Q, if you get it, I promise I won't snake it from you. And I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say boo diddly. To hear Ozzy throw me under the bus like that, against my honor, it really bothered me. Took me all the way back to Final Tribal Council in South Pacific when Ozzy politicked to the jury that I wouldn't get the $1 million. I felt like, you know, here we go again. You can friggin' eat my shorts. You want beef, pal? You want beef? I'll give you some friggin' beef. People have different currency coming into this game. I have the currency of being a man of my word. So my fear is that my currency has been devalued and people are going to think that I'm playing a dishonest game.
All right, well, that makes it easy.
The most unfortunate thing about this whole situation is that as soon as Erin realized that Jerry was that sick, she turned around and looked at the tribe with the evil sneer, kind of like, I'm staying. Dude, the look.
What?
The look on Erin's face. I'm so pissed off, man. When she saw Jerry, it registered that she was still staying. She went, I'm not kidding you. I practiced her look. She went like this. It was the evilest look. I exist. You guys know that there are 3 people in the world that know this story.
I want to hear this story.
So I shared with the tribe one of the stories about the time that I got caught in the Amazon and thought I was going to get killed. I was airlifted in. I had a military helicopter drop me off a couple of feet from the ground up in the Peruvian border where the Amazon supposedly starts. And it was real rapidy. I had an 18-foot kayak. I was paddling early one morning and I just felt like I'm being watched. And I look over and I think I see some indigenous people that are sitting there creeping through the bush. And at first I counted 6 or 7 of them. Now they were probably, 4.5 feet tall, and they've got their bow and arrows drawn. They jerk me out of the kayak. They tie me up. They tie my hands behind my back. They tie my feet. They drag me into this hut. They tie me to this stake, and they take turns beating me with a club. I don't know how long it lasted. Sometimes I blacked out. Sometimes I just went to a faraway place. I knew they were about ready to kill me. I thought I was war through that road, and I slipped out the back. I got in the kayak, and I dipped in the water, and I paddled like hell. And I paddled so hard that my hands started bleeding. I just can't describe the feeling of being stalked by another human being.
You don't want to say coach. Hey, let's have a reality check here, but no one said a word. It was silent when he finished, and everybody was kind of going around looking at each other like, whoa.
How much does it cost to get a military copter to drop you in?
That would be free.
How?
Because I pulled some strings.
Honestly, Coach is either the new coming of Jacques Cousteau, or he's, basically the biggest fraud that is in this game.
They were just like ecstatic that I want to come down there. National Geographic contacted me and said, we want to come with you. And I said, no, the trip's about me, being on my own.
I don't believe this guy anymore. And if I don't believe his stories, how can I believe what he's saying to my face?
Motherfuck the big 3, nigga, it's just big me, nigga, bum. What? I'm really like that, and your best work is a light pack, nigga, Prince out.
My name is Coach Chisel, ladies all up in my bizzle. I travel around the world and my chest gets chiseled.
They call me Cortex, treat you like a T-Rex. When I stand up at the mic, all my lyrics I flex.
We are the dragons. Dragons with a Z. Known round the 7 seas.
My boobs are double D's.
Girl, you crazy. What the?
I'm from the big sky world, wearing diamonds and pearls. Even stacking that cheddar, then I'm your girl.
Yeah, she's my girl.
No, she ain't.
Why?
'Cause I sweep the awards with my crazy sex appeal.
Everybody knows that the dragons keep it real.
We are the dragons.
Dragons with a Z. Kayak the 7 seas.
I'm gonna buy some double D's.
You're going dragon crazy. I'm like a Romeo in my kimono.
Where'd you get that shit?
In Kyoto.
Did you mean Tokyo?
Girl, you messing with my flow.
I know.
We are the dragons.
shark bit off both my knees.
I popped my double D's.
Yo, this is Dragon crazy. We are the Dragons.
It was a good ride. Well, you're coming back. I'm convinced of that.
I'll try.
Come on, man.
But I thrive in the pressure to come back in the game for revenge, basically. So close, so far away, yet again.
Don't get green skin, contact, don't say goodbye, smell you later.
Playing this game like I've always played it for 101 frickin' days.
Yeah, I think he is playing the game like he's always played it. At least the last time I played it with him.
From season 18, the one, the only, the Dragon Slayer, Coach.
We're throwing underhand breaking tiles. None of us have ever done this in our lives.
I have.
Who is this jackass? Coach, just the biggest joke on the planet.
Today we were cooking beans and they were finished, but Coach likes the beans cooked softer. And so he decided to add dirty river water.
Taj, what's the best story Coach has told?
Well, I love the Amazon story because he told us about how he was captured by this tribe and he was beaten and then he escapes and he's like paddling for 2 days down the Amazon River to get away. It's so unbelievable. It was incredible.
Coach, this really happened, or this is a movie version of what you want to have happen?
I try to actually tone it down.
Coach, does it bother you that some people might question these stories?
I've said from the very beginning that I wanted to walk the path of the noble warrior and finding that great competition that you can pit yourself against.
And then you voted out Brendan.
Yeah.
Who has not lived up to their potential? Coach. Debbie got it right. Aaron got it right. Sierra got it right. Coach got it right. And Taj got it right.
I consider myself a Renaissance man adventurer. If we look back at our ancestors, whether it be American Indian, whether it be the Norse Vikings, whether it be the samurai warrior, they prayed for an opponent that was worthy enough to defeat them. I don't care about comfort, no shelter. Let me bury myself in the sand, get eaten by tarantulas, and bitten by snakes. I don't care about comfort anymore. I don't care about anything else except for winning this game.
I've said from the very beginning that I wanted to walk the path of the noble warrior and finding that great competition that you can pit yourself against.
Coach Wade's foundation is built on a rock. Inside here, unbreakable, unbending, unyielding, immeasurable, immovable, invincible.
As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Marcus Aurelius once said, through our greatest adversities come our greatest successes. Coach Wade still has what it takes.
Second, third, and 100th chances, balancing on breaking branches. Those eyes add insult to injury. I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. I'm not your problem anymore. So who am I offending now? You are my crown. Now I'm in exile, seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before, so I'm leaving out the side door.
coach out there?
He's meditating. He's having his morning meditation.
We're almost at day 20. Up till now, it's been about the team. So I've been trying to get along, but the little annoying things I've had to keep bottled in. I'm the kind of person that if I see it, I want to say it, I want to nail it, get rid of it. And I was like, you know what? I need to get centered. I need to pray. I need to meditate. And I spent about 10 minutes out in the water just getting refocused. And it was like, boom, and everything just clicked. You know, this is about me now.
Oh, that feels so good.
We're so close to a merge. Could be today, could be 3 days. So I've been pacifying everybody and getting along with the tribe.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Coach has a new thing. His morning meditation, just hanging out in the water, a little bit of this going on every morning. If that's the thing that's turned you into Mr. Nice Guy around camp, you do it every day. I will take you down there, hold your hand, push you in the water, whatever needs to happen, because I like new coach.
I really want to get as far in this game as possible with just a shred of dignity. And so I might blow my game up for discussing this, but I want to set the record straight about the challenge. There was a key, we all fought hard for it. At one point, Ozzy said to Q, hey, if it drops, I'm going to let you have it. In my mind, I said, screw that. It's every man for himself. So as soon as that key dropped, I speared it and I pulled it out. So I want everybody to know, this is the same old coach that you've always seen. I'm playing this game with as much honor as possible.
Coach, if I hadn't got that key off, I don't really think, Coach, you were ever going to get that key off.
But anyway, I just want to set the record straight. I'm playing this game like I've always played it for 101 frickin' days.
Yeah, I think he is playing the game like he's always played it. At least the last time I played it with him.
Taj, what's the best story Coach has told?
Well, I love the Amazon story because he told us about how he was captured by this tribe and he was beaten and then he escapes and he's like paddling for 2 days down the Amazon River to get away. It's so unbelievable. It was incredible.
Coach, this really happened, or this is a movie version of what you want to have happen?
I try to actually tone it down, because if I tell them that they, that the tribe was, looking at my ass, talking about eating my ass. So actually, when I tell these stories, I usually try to give like the PG-13 version of it.
Coach, does it bother you that some people might question these stories?
I mean, what I've been through in my life, it's pretty fantastic. I got, scars all over my body that I can point to of, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the life or death situations I've been through.
5, 6, 7, or 8 life or death situations?
Probably more than that. I mean, if you want me to recount them, I will. I've been through a hurricane, I've been attacked by a shark, had a run-in with a crocodile, got captured by the Indian tribe. I mean, there were some very defining moments in my life where I thought, these are the last 3 or 4 seconds. So does it bother me that people want to question that? They cannot question my integrity and my honesty. That's how I'm playing this game. That's how I play my life.
Coach Wade's foundation is built on the rock. Inside here, unbreakable, unbending, unyielding, immeasurable, immovable, invincible.
So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's deep eye of a tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger.
Rick makes his move, and with that, Coach gives what appeared to be a Dragon Slayer move.
Whoa!
It looked to be Little Dragon.
Kissing and hope they cut us, whether they like it or not. I wanna show you out, I wanna show you out. I wanna brag about it, I wanna tie the knot. I wanna show you out, I wanna show you out.
I get it.
I get it. She wanna come with me, I get it. She wanna come for me, I get it. Diamonds dancing, she want it, I get it.
Marcus Aurelius once said, through our greatest adversities come our greatest successes.
I'm Coach, also known as the Dragon Slayer. I was the wild card on season 18.
Guess what they call me in this game? Dragon Slayer. Because I'm slaying all the dragons. Coach is a bit of a character.
The Dragon Slayer is feeling top notch.
I'd say I'm best known for telling ridiculous stories.
I get captured by an indigenous tribe who ties me to a stake, and then they're gonna dismember me, but I escape.
Some people love me, and some people not so much. I was hurting from that first season. Public perception. My closest friends were looking at me like, is this guy a pathological liar? It was rough on me.
So I came back on Heroes and Villains.
I broke down and wept on national TV.
I'm human, I'm sensitive. What did I do to deserve Sanders saying that tonight?
People just finally thought this is a regular guy. Last time I played, I was single, I was selfish, and I had to lead from the front. This time around, you're gonna see an older, wiser, softer, gentler coach. I'm not proud of the fact that I told Ozzy I wanted to go to the end.
Your game philosophy has been honor. If you really believe that, it would be me and you sitting up there.
That's how we ended things. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens when we hit the beach. I'm hoping to cement the legacy that is the Slayer of Dragons. Like the Tidewalker in mythology.
I'm different than most people. One of a kind. Last of the Mohicans, King Arthur, legend. Nobody out here has got what I have. Confucius says that the greatest glory a man can have is not in never falling, but in rising again every time he falls. And I fell hard last night. You gotta be weak to be strong. There's power in weakness. Today's challenge, you'll see an even fiercer warrior from me.
Dragonflies. Once upon a time I met this country guy. Pulled up in the truck and he got me all high cheap-eyed. Talked real smooth and he asked if he could slide. But when he hopped out, wasn't tall enough to ride. There was this other guy, his name was
The ancient samurai used to say that if you wanted to win the war, you had to cut off the head of the dragon. You, my friend, are the dragon, and I am the Dragon Slayer.
Coach Wade's foundation is built on a rock. Inside here, unbreakable, unbending, unyielding, immeasurable, immovable, invincible.
So I feel at the moment like an old mob boss. If anybody goes against the family, they're dead. Man, let me have it, please.
Marcus Aurelius once said, through our greatest adversities come our greatest successes.
Once I rose above the noise and confusion, just to get a glimpse beyond this illusion. I was soaring ever higher, but I flew too high. Though my eyes could see, I still was a blind man. Though my mind could think, I still was a madman. I hear the voices when I'm dreaming. I can hear them say, carry on our wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head
on this sand. Let's go out and slay some dragons.
Yeah! They looking at me. Yeah, they looking at me.
Ancient samurai used to say that if you wanted to win the war, you had to cut off the head of the dragon. You, my friend, are the dragon. I'm the dragon slayer. The ancient samurai used to say that if you wanted to win the war, you had to cut off the head of the dragon. You, my friend, are the dragon, and I am the dragon slayer.
Coach Wade's foundation is built on a rock. Inside here, unbreakable, unbending, unyielding, immeasurable, immovable, invincible.
Coach, you can leave that behind.
Sorry, I'm so pissed off right now.
I'm sorry.
We wanted to get on that river in some type of raft or kayak.
Baby, acting jealous. They don't understand me. Probably 'cause I'm fancy. Probably 'cause I'm fancy.
And when I met Coach, I saw him as the equivalent of a young girl. He was someone who said,
Unbreakable, unbending, unyielding, immeasurable, immovable, invincible.